Alright, you ready to go?
All right, yeah, we're ready to go. We're good to go.
Oh man, shit. Hey, what's up, man? How was your weekend, bro?
What's up? It was good. It was good.
It's
Except for
good,
the
man, dude.
tan line on my forehead, but we're good.
how okay. Before we get started, how the fuck did that even happen, dude? Like you got like a straight up strap right over your forehead.
Yeah, I was wearing we went to the fair, right? And I was thinking, I was like, let me put on some sunscreen real quick before I go. And I looked at the weather and it said it was like in the 50s and it wasn't gonna go up that much. It was gonna go up to like 70. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be chill, you know. It's probably gonna be a little chilly, so I don't really need to put on no sunscreen. And I was wearing like a little hat, a strap back, like backwards. And it was chilly outside, but the problem was is that it's not cloudy. So the
Dude,
sun is
I wish everybody like I know we're doing this on the fucking we're no we're non-facing it. I wish everybody could see your forehead right now.
no, I
You're
wouldn't
lucky, bro. You're fucking
no, I wouldn't
lucky.
be showing it. I wouldn't be showing it. So I got fucking sunburnt and yeah, I got a whole square that's not burnt on my forehead, and I'm praying to God it doesn't tan over because I I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh my God, dude.
Like I can't
Hey,
I can't wear hats forever because then that part's gonna stay white. But I'm not about to be walking around in public with a freaking white line going straight across my forehead, down right down the middle. It's not happening.
fucking hilarious.
And
You
I
got it.
I should have known it too, because when we were sitting in lines, I could feel like the sun beaming on me. I should have just turned my hat back forward, but I kept it backwards and it was burning my damn forehead.
You're gonna have to go outside in the backyard and freaking suntan for a little bit. Get that
Oh
shit
man,
evened up.
I'm gonna have to do something. I look messed up.
Yeah, man. Oh, fuck. Or at least you had a good weekend, bro. Sounds like you had fun.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It wasn't that as busy as I thought it was gonna be, probably because we went early. Was able to
Oh,
get on
yeah.
all the rides.
Oh, what'd you guys do this weekend? You guys did
We
where'd you
just
guys go?
we just did the fair, the state fair.
Oh, you went to the fucking oh,
Yeah, the
nice.
state fair. Yeah. The only thing that I was sketch about, I saw a so you know how people they're always saying like, "Oh, don't go on fair rides because them things break, something can happen." And
Yeah, dude. Dude, those giant Ferris wheels? No,
mhm.
no, I'm good, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
they
good.
are a
I
little
think
sketch because
you're
they build them
all
up and
the time.
tear them down like in like a few days. So it's kind of a little sketchy. And then so what's messed up, right, is the week before we were gonna go, one of the
Yeah,
rides broke like at the state fair right here. Literally the week before we were gonna go, one of the rides broke, and the lady said that like the bottles, because not the bottles, the light bulbs, because you know how they have like the flashing lights and stuff on the rides.
yeah,
Something
yeah.
broke and all the most of the light bulbs were shattering, so glass was falling all over them while the ride is swinging them around. A piece of the metal broke off and it was hitting their ankles because their feet were hanging,
Oh my
and
God,
a bunch
dude.
of people like had to go to the hospital with like sprained ankles and stuff. And
Man, like,
and when
those
we
rides are so insecure.
yeah, and
All those rides are so insecure, bro.
when we went, they were running that fucking ride. I was like, oh, maybe they shut that ride down. Maybe they're not gonna run it. When we went, they were running that ride still. So I was like, all right, we're doing all the rides but that one. That's the only one we didn't do. I'm like, we're not doing that one.
Man, we went to the fair one time in the past 5 years. We went to the fair one time. It was at the end of last year, and dude, one of the rides fucking broke. We were walking around, and then there that the big Ferris wheel circle ride.
Hmm.
They had that, but it was in layers. It was like two wheels. There was one on the bottom, one on the top, and they were rotating around each other. So the wheels were spinning, and then the whole thing was spinning too. So it was like double spinning, and that thing broke and slammed down on the bottom, bro. Everybody was freaking out. and they had to like somebody threw up. Like they had to get somebody. They had to take everybody off of it, and then 2 hours later they were running that shit again.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, bro, what? Fucking crazy,
Yeah,
dude.
something funny happened a few months ago too at the fair. So we don't just go to like the state fair. We go to like all the little ones. Like they might only have like 4 or 5 rides for adults,
Yeah.
but we go anyways just because we'll go for like an hour or two, get on the rides a few times. It's not busy, so because it's a small little thing, it's not really busy, so there's not really any lines. You can just hop on the rides and hop off. You can get some lemonade, they have like food trucks and stuff, get some food. And we
Yeah,
went
man. We
on,
got
do you know the zipper ride?
the zipper ride.
I call it a hamster wheel because it makes me feel like I'm like in a hamster stuck in a little hamster wheel. They like lock you in this thing, and it just I don't know how to explain it. When you're like,
Oh, is it where they lock you in like the little cage and then you just start fucking spinning?
yes,
And shit?
yes,
Oh yeah,
and
me
that
and
shit like
Jasmine did that.
whips you when you go around like that corner.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? You know what's funny? I had my chain on when we were doing that, and it smacked me right in the teeth.
Yep, yep, mine does it too. Mine smacks me right in my
Smacked me
face.
right in my goddamn mouth.
Yep. And but we were in line to go on that, and we hear shit smacking the ground, and we're like,
Oh no.
we're just looking around, and the guy stops the ride, and all we hear is, "Get me off of this thing!" Some like little kid is screaming, "Let me out! Let me out!" He's screaming, and we're like, "What the fuck?" And then he pulls him down. He opens the thing. I didn't even catch that he threw up. We just heard shit hitting the ground. I didn't even catch that he threw up.
Oh,
And he opened the
dude.
thing. There's throw up because he was throwing up while the ride was going on. So they're spinning. He's throwing up. It's flying everywhere.
Dude, yeah, it's like being stuck in a porta potty, like that. Oh no, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know what I would do.
he opened up the
You
thing.
can
There was
never
throw
do.
up all over him. There's throw up all over. I think that was his mom next to him. It was everywhere. And we just looked at each other and we just got the fuck out of the line and went somewhere else to get on something else. We
Bro,
were like,
bro.
no.
Imagine if that was his girlfriend. Like he took his girlfriend on a date, threw up. Dude, he's dumped immediately.
That would be
It's
fine. No,
over.
it was a little kid, and I think that was his mom or something, some type of relative.
Oh, the kid.
But yeah, no,
Oh, dude.
we had already got on the ride earlier because I that ride is freaking brutal. So I normally like to do it first because I don't want to get on all these spinning rides and then do the brutal
Yeah.
one. I like to get that one done and over with first, so I don't feel like I'm getting sick or anything. But so that
I
was our second time going to get on it, and then when we saw that, we were like, yeah, no, we don't need to get on it again. We're good. We're good for today.
dude, forget that.
It was hilarious. We were trying so hard not to laugh when he opened the gate up and the kid just looked at us like about to cry, and we just turned around and walked away.
What the fuck else are you gonna do, man? I ain't going on that ride, dude. Kid just threw up everywhere.
But then that also makes me think you gotta imagine how many times that probably happens, and then they clean it up and you sit in that fucking seat.
Yeah. Yeah, every like there's probably somebody throws up like every couple hours and everybody leaves. Oh, it's so gross. And then a bunch of people that didn't see it coming when they're done cleaning up, they all go back on.
Yeah, they're probably sit down in that seat.
Probably
It's probably
happens.
like, what stinks?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's messed up,
That's
man.
fucked up. That's fucked up, dude. We gotta get everybody together and have a fucking day one of these days. We gotta go to like Disney or something. Have a good
Yeah,
day or
yeah, I've never
something.
been to Disney, so
Oh, we gotta do Disney, Universal, do something, man. One of these days we gotta get everybody together.
hmm
But go out have a day. It's been a while since we did something.
yeah, I actually want to get some passes to Universal. I think I'm gonna do it probably in the summertime.
Hell yeah, man. Let's get that shit. It'll be fun. All right, man. What do you got for me today? What do you got for me
All
today,
right,
bro?
so
What,
I want to commentate
what you got,
over
dude?
your first fight.
Okay. I'm down for look, man. It's been a while. It's been a while
Oh yeah, it's been
since
a
I watched
long
it, so it's
time.
gonna be it's been a while since I watched this, so it's gonna be memory lane for me. I'm excited for this. It's gonna be cool.
So what I wonder is was how long ago? Do you know how long ago the fight actually was?
It was January of 2017. It was the very beginning of 2017.
Jeez,
This was my debut fight, man. Wow, this was a while ago.
long, long time ago.
Yeah, man. Dude. Where the hell did the time go? That's correct, man. it's crazy because I'll always remember this. Like I feel like everybody remembers like their first fight just because it was their first fight. But I always remember it, dude, just because I was so scared. Like I was back there, dude, I was shitting myself
Yeah.
back there.
How did
Like, dude, yeah,
did you see any of like the fighter? What corner? You were in the red corner.
I was in the red corner.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I was in the red. Dude, so funny story. I'm in the corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we get back there. We just have the fighter meeting. This is my first fight, so I'm nervous as shit. I'm back there shaking. I'm like, dude, but I'm acting cool. I'm acting cool. I'm like acting like,
Yeah, you
oh
got
man,
to.
I'm gonna go out there and fuck him up. And yeah, I'm acting, but I'm terrified inside.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm back there, right? And the first guy that goes to fight, he's warming up. He's all gloved up, shin padded up, and he's hitting mitts. And he looks nasty, dude. He's like, bah, 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 bah. He's like perfect technique. It's like speed, hitting the mitts. Like you could hear him every connecting on the mitts. Like he just looks super nasty. And we're all like, oh, bro, he's about to go fuck somebody up. Like he's about to go in there and do some like he looks so nasty hitting mitts. But he went out there and like you could hear the crowd. The fight ended like the first round. You could hear the crowd. Oh, I was like, that's it, bro. He got him. He got. I told you he was a beast, bro. He came back when this team was carrying him in, bro. He got slumped out there. He got knocked out in the first round, and I got so scared. I was like, oh my fucking god, dude. He looked so good. And he came back 5 minutes later. They were carrying him in. He was like all beat up and slumped. He got his ass beat. And I remember, dude, I pissed myself when I saw that. I was like, oh no, dude. If he got his ass beat, what's gonna happen to me, bro? Like I was like, dude, what am I doing here? Like I don't want to be, dude. It was so funny because he looked so good. He went out there and 5 minutes later came back and he was just like all slumped. I was like, oh my god, dude, like that scared me. I was so
Yeah, I
scared.
don't even remember. I honestly don't remember any of the fights except for yours because it was so long ago. I don't remember any of them at all. Like, I don't remember any of the fights that were before you. I don't remember. I think I do remember one fight where the guy knocked the dude out in like 10 seconds, but I think that's the only one that I remember other than your fight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I've never been so nervous in my life, but after that fight, dude, it was one of the best nights of my life. It was so awesome. Like I never experienced the high of winning a fight like that. It was like doing it for the first time. It was an amazing experience, dude. It
Mhm.
was so much fun. Like, dude, I'm gonna be excited watching over this shit, bro. I
Yeah.
really am.
So let's I'm gonna play it and we're gonna set the stage really quick. So let's get into how did you take this fight at what weight and why? Because you didn't have to cut weight for this one at all.
Oh no, yeah, yeah. It was a catch weight. So at first it was supposed to be like I think it was supposed to be a welterweight fight. It was supposed to be like 170, but I was walking around at like 162. I was like, I ain't gonna make weight for 170 because it's like a 5 pound. It's a 5 pound. You can't be 5 pounds under the weight limit. You can't be 5 pounds over the weight limit. So or that's how it was. So it couldn't be at 170. So we ended up doing a catch weight at 165. He weighed in at like 156 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I weighed no, it was 165. He weighed in at like 166 or something, and I weighed in at like 163 or 162. No, so it was a catch weight. That was my first fight. I didn't have to cut any weight, dude. I was eating the whole time. Felt good.
Yep. And this is and for anyone watching, this is not him by the way. This is the other guy. All right. So what were you thinking in this moment? You're about to come out, your music starts playing. What are you thinking now?
Honestly, I'm going out there, and man, I don't even remember what I was thinking. I was just like on autopilot. I was just going out there and just listening to the music, just trying to soak up the moment. I was so in the moment that I wasn't really thinking about anything. I was just experiencing it. I started walking out. I heard the music. I started feeling it. I saw you guys. I saw everybody, and then I started getting the Vaseline and stuff checked out. And I don't know. I don't remember what I was thinking. All I remember is that my heart was pounding out of my chest, and And then as soon as I stepped in there, it went away. Like as soon as the fight started, all the nervousness went away. But that's all I remember. I don't remember thinking of anything. I just remember my heart pounding and just like being on autopilot, just going in there.
Yeah, I can only imagine. It's gotta be tough. It's gotta be very, very nerve-wracking, man. When you know, like, you hear. So okay, so before we get to what you were coming out to, what were you thinking when you heard his music? Like, did you even see him in the back or anything?
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's funny. I saw him in the back. We crossed paths, and he like nodded his head at me, and I nodded my head back at him. And I remember seeing him, and like because the weigh-ins earlier, he was nowhere as big as he was the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember we crossed paths one time, and he nodded at me and said, "What's up, man?" I said, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he looked big as shit. I was like, "Oh, dude, he looks super big." That made me nervous. That made like for some reason like the first fight, the very first fight, everything made me nervous. Like I had a lot of doubts
Mm-hmm.
for that first one. Like he looked big, and that made me nervous. And like everyone around me, it made me kind of nervous. I was just nervous the whole time. But yeah, I crossed paths with him, and he was really cool. He just said what's up. I said what's up back, and that was it, man. He was pretty cool.
Mhm. All right, and I want to pause it real quick because when he was announcing you, we did have a good amount of people there, a good amount of family. And I wanted to ask you, like, could you like hear us, or were you so zoned in that you tuned everything out? Because I know when you normally when you're so focused and toned in like that, you just tone everything out and you don't hear nothing. Could you like hear us or anything, or were you just
Yeah,
too
for
in
the
the zone?
for this particular fight, like since it was my debut, I wasn't really like I said, I was super nervous, so I was on autopilot. I didn't really hear anything. I was super focused in on the fight. My second fight, I was super calm and I heard everything. I heard everyone's voice. I heard everybody talking. I heard you. I heard mom. I heard
Mhm.
Ralph. Every Millie scream. I heard everybody the second one, but for this one, I didn't hear anything. I was too like focused in.
I'll play the fight through without pausing it, the whole fight through, and then you could just commentate like, what your thoughts are in the moments, what your game plan is at at each point of the fight.
My thought process going into this was that because my striking wasn't really too polished at this point. Like I had really, really, really good jujitsu, but my striking wasn't too polished, so I wasn't too confident in my hands. So I remember my kind of game plan going into it was like I'm gonna attack his legs, kick his feet out from under him, try to take away his mobility,
Hmm.
and just keep my distance a little bit. I maybe hit him with like a 1-2 or something, but I was just gonna try to kick him, try to take away his mobility, and then try to shoot for the takedown and try to get it to the ground. But he 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 got me first. He tried to take me to the ground.
Hmm.
I guess he didn't like the leg kicks or something. I don't know. All right, there it goes. There it goes. I see it. We just touched gloves. Now remember there. I remember I was this that was from Shamal. Shamal. I remember Master Shamal always telling us, "Fucking come out aggressive, be the first one," and that's what that was. That with that freaking leg kick, he comes to take me down, and I just pulled guard, man. I just saw my opportunity to get to the ground, make something happen, because I knew if we got to the ground, I'd be able to make it happen. I knew my jujitsu was good. Again, that choke there. And the whole time I'm just waiting for him to wrap his arms around my leg so I could just go for the omoplata. I'm just waiting for that the whole time.
Yeah, that was so unexpected in Omoplata because you never really see it.
You know the funniest thing about that is that I wasn't gonna do that until like one of the guys or like one of the guys I were training with, he came with me in the back and he could tell I was nervous. So he was like giving me a little advice. He was like, "Hey, let's work a little bit." So we were rolling a little bit, and he had me working those omoplatas in the back. And I was like, "Man, I'm really good at these." Like it was like I wasn't working them, but I had no plans of doing any omoplatas, and he just started working them with me in the back. He's like, "You got long legs, man. If you could grab it, it's right there, especially if it wraps around your legs." I said, "You know what? I'm gonna try it." As soon as we went to the ground, I tried it and it fucking worked. We just worked on that in the back. We literally just worked on that in the back. I had no plans on pulling that in the fight
Hmm.
at all. That's the craziest thing about it.
Yeah, it was a crazy. Yeah, I remember everyone was like in awe because of no one really had seen like that transition before, like omoplata, and then you get his back,
Oh
and
yeah,
then you get like a
the
rear naked choke while you have him in the omoplata. Everyone was like, "What
yeah,
the fuck was that?"
yeah, the Choco Plata, Choco Plata. That's what everybody called it. I think, dude. You know what? I think I know Mackenzie Dern has done it a couple times in the pros. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do it in the amateurs. I think I'm the
Mm-hmm.
first one to pull it off. I think I'm the first one to pull it off.
Yep, and you can tell he's in pain, man. His shoulder's probably hurting. He's getting choked.
Oh, man. Yeah, his shoulder, it was so deep on it. He didn't tap from the choke. He tapped from the shoulder because it was so deep on the shoulder. I had just locked in the choke when he tapped, so I hadn't even gotten to squeezing all the way yet. It was freaking the shoulder that got him.
Yep, and I'm gonna have to play this without the audio for copyright purposes. But if anyone wants to watch the full thing with the audio and everything, I'll put the link in the description, so you can go down, click the link, and it'll take you straight to the video, and you can watch the whole fight, everything with the audio and everything. But yeah, it was a really impressive debut. Very, very impressive debut. Very quick,
Uh,
and it was against a guy who what wasn't he like a brown belt in jiu-jitsu too or something like that?
I can't remember. He had like 4 fights. He son, I can't remember what it was, but he had like 4 fights. He had like a lot of experience.
Hmm. And then
It,
yeah, I'm
it
pretty
was
sure
my
he
first
was like
fight.
a purple belt or something, purple or
I
brown
can't
belt or something
remember.
like that in jujitsu.
Some I can't remember. I remember somebody walking up to me. I don't know if you remember it, but it was after the fight and we were sitting down watching the rest of the fights.
Hmm.
And I don't know if it was somebody from his camp, but somebody you remember some guy walked a couple random guys walked up to me and it was like, "Dude, what fucking belt are you?" You
Yeah.
remember that? He was
Yep.
like, "Dude, what fucking belt are you?" I was like, "Oh, I'm a white belt." He was like, "What?"
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yep.
He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm a white belt. I trained jujitsu. I've trained jujitsu my whole life, but yeah, I'm still just a white belt. I haven't got my blue belt yet."
Yeah,
He
we
was
were
like,
doing
"Dude,
really doing jujitsu our whole life. It's just we weren't doing it like seriously with the real belt
yeah,"
system until
and we had
like a little bit before
and we
this.
had just and we had just started at the new gym too, so we
Hmm.
had just got our white belts.
Yep. Yep.
But
Yeah, it's
yeah,
pretty crazy. Even I when we went to that little tournament that we did, even people were questioning me because I was tapping
mm,
people out in like under a minute. I think all of my jujitsu matches were under a minute, and people were like, "You are not a white belt." Like,
no,
what?
you know what it was. You know what it was before that tournament. You remember we trained with Master Shamal and or we trained for like 2 months in just jujitsu.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came to the fucking tournament. And dude, everybody you remember the picture of us in the cage with all the trophies? Like
Yeah.
everybody dominated. Like we won all. You won both. You won like geez, dude, how many trophies you won? You won both weight classes and then you won like
Um.
a extra weight class.
Yeah, yeah. It was like a
Dom
bigger guy who he didn't really have anyone to go with because he was too big, and then they saw my skill level at a white belt, so they asked me to go with him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
but
and you dominated, dude.
yeah, I
You
beat him,
dominated.
and
You
like
dominated. We all dominated the whole time.
yeah, I think that guy was my hardest one just because I was like a skinny screen bean, and he was this
Yeah.
freaking he was like double my size, probably even more, and he just like pulled guard and he just grabbed my leg and he kept trying to pull me in his guard, but I don't know. I
Yeah,
remember
you
I just remember in that match I let him like roll me over because he was bigger and stronger than me. I just let him roll me over and somehow I don't know how I was able to put him in a triangle like barely and he just tapped like right away.
yeah, everything was super smooth. And you could tell, the experience like we were all white belts at the time. But you could tell like everybody was super nasty that we pulled up with. Like I think you won gi no gi, and then you won that one against a really big kid. Dominic won gi no gi. I won gi and no gi, and then I think like everybody else, like 3 or 4 other people, won their divisions too. And we took that picture in the cage, and everybody had a trophy in front of them. It was sick.
Hmm.
It
Yep.
was sick. Yeah, I remember that.
I still remember like leading up to the tournament. I wanted to hit the I think it's called the Peruvian necktie. I was
Yeah,
like drilling it heavy. I was doing it a lot I was doing it a lot when we were rolling in practice. I was hitting it too. I made like a couple people tap from it, but the problem is that they have to shoot on you for you have to stuff the takedown and then you have to be quick and hop on the Peruvian
yeah,
necktie. It's
yeah.
very,
You got
very
you got to
hard
wrap
submission to
around, hop
get.
on it.
Yeah, which is why
It's really
people never really
awkward.
heard of it or seen it before. It's very hard to get. And I wanted
Yeah,
to hit it in the tournament so freaking bad. I remember the first one that I did, I was like, all right, I'm gonna hit it in the first one so that no one because they don't no one's gonna expect my skill level. No one's seen me before. So I want to hit it in the first match. So because then like if they see how good I am, if I like dominate it, which I did, but if I dominate and everyone sees it, they might be a little cautious because they gotta shoot in on me. So I tried to like for the first like 20 seconds, I tried to bait him to taking me
yeah,
down, and he just wouldn't do it. So I went in for the takedown.
yeah. You had to just go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember you remember what you finished with?
Um,
What you top him with? Was it what you said it was a triangle, right?
the big guy, yeah, but that was with Gee. That was the very very last one when the guy that was
What'd
double
you
my
what'd you
size.
finish the other, what'd you finish the other ones with? What other submissions did you get? You
The
remember?
first one was the one when I was trying to bait him. I went in for a takedown. I took him down, and then I we drilled. So the funny thing is, we literally drilled like the when you get the back, you could switch to an armbar instead of just trying to go for a rear naked choke. You just do the
Oh
2 on
yeah, yeah.
1.
You grab the arm and then you throw the leg over.
Yep, you
You
grab the
bring the
two
leg up.
on one, you push down on the head with
Yep.
your elbow, and then you swing that
Mhm.
leg around and get the armbar. And
Yep.
it was funny because we never drilled it, and then literally the day of the tournament, we were just drilling some like scenarios, and someone mentioned one of the coaches mentioned he's just like instead of just trying to go for the choke, just go for the armbar. They're not gonna know, they're not gonna expect it. And then he showed us how to do it. We didn't even practice it. He just showed us how to do it, and I just saw him do it. And then in the first match, I got his back. I took him down. I took his back. I had him and he was like fighting off my arm. He was holding my arm so he wouldn't get choked. So I did the 2 on
Yeah.
1, flipped the leg over, got him in the armbar.
Nice.
And they were
No.
like, what? They were like, we literally just showed you that like 20
Yeah.
minutes ago, and you
Yeah,
didn't even
man.
practice it.
Yeah, I noticed we're all really talented when it comes to MMA. We pick up on that shit quick.
Hmm.
Like, dude, we were just like I would even me. I was just telling you, bro. Like the submission for this fight, I do. We just worked that like 15 minutes ago before the fight in the back.
Hmm.
Like same shit. Like we did same thing, dude. Like we just adapt quick, man. You did it. Dominic did it. I can't remember what Dominic finished his fights with.
I
But do
don't
you
remember
did
either,
so
but I know
that
his
was
were quick too.
yeah, dude. We all dominated. Like, I don't think any of us lost any second of any round at all
No.
in that tournament. And so you did the first one was the armbar. Last one
Hmm.
was the triangle. You remember what your second one was?
No, I don't remember the other ones. I just remember the first one just because I remember I wanted to hit him with the Peruvian necktie really badly. And then
Yeah,
I only remember the last one because it was like the big guy. And I was like much more
yeah,
scared of that one because of how much bigger he was than me.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
those are the
It's
only two
it's
I
it's
remember.
it's funny. It's hilarious how I keep saying we all dominated our divisions when my division only had like one person in it, and it was a girl.
Yeah.
I'm like sitting here like, dude, we all fucking dominated. We all took over. Like you guys dominated. You guys dominated. It was so funny because I wasn't planning on because it was a girl. I wasn't planning on I was planning on just like flow rolling.
Hmm.
And then I remember coach, he was like, nah man, I don't give a shit. You better go finish that shit. So I was like, okay. Okay, so I just went out there and just did it.
Yeah.
Freaking finished. I remember that. I can't remember what it was. I think I did the hip toss and then like a armbar or something. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, that was fun. And everybody was like, I can't remember who told me. I think it was Dad. Right? Somebody was telling me. Everybody was like, dude, this girl's gonna destroy this guy. This girl's a beast. Trust me,
Yeah,
bro.
I remember
Trust me.
that.
Just because
Yep.
you go. I was like, that was the easiest grappling match of my life.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because there was a clear strength difference. Like she tried, I remember she
Yeah,
tried to do some
dude.
stuff and she just couldn't do it because the difference in strength was just
I
way
wish
too
I wish
far.
I wish I had yeah, I wish I had more people to go up again. You dude, there was one badass chick. You remember? You remember that she was doing the I think she was doing the absolute tournament in the cage. But you remember there was one chick and she went and she was like buff as hell. I can't remember who it was, but there was one chick and she was dominating all the guys, dude. She made it all the way to the end. She lost the championship, but she was dominating some of the guys, dude. I remember, I don't know if you remember the
No,
chick, but
no, I don't really remember.
there was another chick there. She was fucking up a bunch of dudes. She was beating everybody. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, dude, that was fun. You know what's crazy? How we're talking about reminiscing on the old jiu-jitsu tournaments that we used to do and shit. I jumped into a jiu-jitsu tournament last night out of the freaking blue.
Hmm. How'd you
Last
do?
night out of the blue. I won the first one. So I there it was a freaking fight event and I was cornering my boy Tanny last night and he came out with a vicious knockout. It was super sick. But some of the fights fell out. So Donnie, he's the promoter, he came out, he's like, "Hey man, we're doing a jiu-jitsu tournament, $200 prize. You want to jump in?" And I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to because I was cornering Tanner. I didn't really feel like doing anything. I was tired, and he was like, "Hey man, you want to jump in $200?" As soon as he said $200, I was like, "Oh, why would I not? Dude, why not? There's only four people. Let me jump in."
Hmm.
I jumped in the freaking first match. Me and so there was like a little fighter meeting. It was four of us. It was a four-man tournament. It was like a little fighter meeting in the back, and we were all like they were all nervous and shit. But me, I had no idea I was doing a jujitsu tournament. So before I got a little, I smoked a little bit. So I was just back there. But all of them were like all tense, and I was back there like, "Dude, what's up, man? What's up, Booray? What's up, dude? Hey, bro, you ready? You ready? Dude, let's have some fun." I was the only one back there that didn't really give a shit. Everybody else was like super tense. We watched the first match, and they were like, "It's a X. Is this? We're just doing some grappling matches, guys. Don't snap anything or go for any like crazy submissions. Just go in there, put on a show, like flow around a little bit, and just have fun." So I was like, "All right, bet." That is definitely not how it went down. Like the first match, the two guys freaking went at each other. They were going crazy, and the guy that won that I went against in the championship round, I think he snapped like one of his feet. Like he refused to tap. Like the guy got him in like an ankle lock and then another ankle lock and broke like both his feet. And he walked out of the cage like it was nothing. Dude,
Hmm.
he didn't care. He refused to tap, and he got the guy at the end. So then it was my turn, and I went my round and I went with the guy and I was just flowing, dude. I was just chilling. And we were flowing and we were playing around and we were rolling around. He got me in a couple triangles. I got out of him. I got him in a couple submissions. And then okay. And then it was crazy. I heard somebody so we were just playing around, right? So what it was 6 minutes submission only.
Hmm.
6 minutes submission only. So I was just getting there and I was just having fun. I was just flowing. I hear somebody like there's only 20 seconds left. So I'm like, "Oh, for real?" So I take his back, trap his arm, and then just choke him and finish him. In like the 15 seconds left. It was like 12 seconds left. I was playing around. I heard somebody say 20 seconds, so I finished it real quick. So I won that one. But after that one, I was dead fucking tired. I was exhausted. And so going into the second one, I was like, I remember talking. Me and the guy I faced in the championship. I was talking to him in the back, and we were chopping it up. And he was like, "Man, you could go for my feet if you want. My feet are broken." I was like, "Dude, I don't give a shit, dude. I'm not going for your feet, bro. Dude, I'm just having fun, bro. Like, honestly, I really, really, really don't give a shit, bro. Like, it's not worth. Like, if you get if you get me in something, I'm a tap. Like, it's not a big deal." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, man. I feel you. Me, same thing." So we went out there, right? First round started, and I remember, like, I'll go out there. I was exhausted. I was so tired. So I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna go for it off the rip. If I could just go in there and win this championship round in like 5 seconds and walk out with $200, I'll be so happy. So I went in there, fight started. He grabbed me on the neck, and immediately I pulled the nastiest flying armbar you've ever seen, and it was deep. It was deep, and I had him, and he fucking would not tap. He would not tap like, and I should have known. I should have known because the in the first round, the dude snapped both his ankles because he refused to tap. Like he was dead. Like he wanted to win so bad. And I had him in the armbar for like 30 seconds. It was deep, and he just would not tap. And like I wasn't trying to snap the dude's fucking arm. So we were just I was just there for 30 seconds, and I was just holding it as much as I can, just trying to just hoping he would tap. And he fucking wouldn't, dude. And I let go. And for the rest of that, dude, I was gassed. I was gassed out. For the rest of the time, we were just like rolling on top of each other. It wasn't super exciting. Like he was going for like leg locks and shit, and I was defending him. And then at the very end, he got me with a knee bar, and he got me good, and I tapped. And he got me, but it was good. I almost got him at the beginning, and then we were evenly matched the whole time, and then he got me at the end. It was really fun though. It was a good one. It was a good one.
Yeah, I love the submission based instead of the point based grappling, those type of tournaments, because then it's more like
Yeah,
actual skill if it's submission based, and it
they
actually
had so,
it encourages people to go for submissions instead of just trying to get positions and hold them down
yeah,
for points and
kind of
win
like
that
laying
way.
praying. Yeah, it keeps people from laying and praying and shit.
Yeah, I know
For
ONE FC is doing it like that submission based grappling, and they're doing like real weight classes and stuff like that. I really like that idea. They're really
Yeah,
fun to watch when they're actually going for submissions.
yeah. It was an absolute tournament. It was an open weight. There was no weight. I was the lightest guy. So it
Hmm.
was I think there was a couple guys. There was one guy that was like 170, or two of the guys were like in the 170s. One guy was in the 180s. That was the guy playing the championship. I went against the championship. I was like 156 or like 155 or 156. It was an absolute tournament, and it was 6 minutes. That's all it was. It was just one 6 minute round, submission only. And then if there was no submission at the end, they weren't doing points at all. It was only submission. So if there was no submission at the end, it was weird. They were gonna do this sudden death round where it was the fastest escape. So he starts out on my back, and then I try to escape. And then I go on his back, and he tries to escape. Whoever escapes first wins, fastest escape, or some weird like that. But yeah, none of the fights got to. It was a 6 minute submission. I like that. I agree with that. I like that.
Hmm.
I think it makes it a lot more exciting.
Yeah, and I think people don't really understand like the fatigue in jujitsu is like on another level to anything else. Like you could box, you could go hit a bag and get fatigued, but you can be the best conditioning wise boxing, go do some jujitsu, and you'll get gassed within the first minute. It's like the cardio is like a whole nother level.
Dude, yeah. I I'll tell you what, I can spar all fucking day long. All day long I won't get tired. I can spar. 6 minutes in that first match, and I was done, dude. I was so
Hmm.
tired. I was so gassed out.
Yeah, because
You're
it's like you're
right, bro.
using your
God, there's
whole
nothing like
body.
grappling. Yeah, man, because when you're on top of somebody or when you're on bottom of somebody, it's strength. You're literally squeezing and compressing your muscles the whole time, just trying to
Hmm.
outstrength the other guy. It's like, yeah, you're right. There's nothing like it, bro. It's exhausting.
Yeah, and you can't relax. It's like you're going the whole time. You can't really relax because the second you do, you'll get caught in something.
Yeah, yeah. No, like the second you stop being strong, like the second you stop squeezing, like you just get pushed over. Like you have to be
Hmm.
tight the whole time. Yeah, like it's not like striking where you can come back, take a couple seconds, throw a jab, take a couple. Yeah, you gotta be tight the whole time. It's fucking exhausting. You're right, dude.
Yeah, it's also it's so dangerous too, man. Like you can get. I remember my favorite match that I always like to look back on and stuff and hear his commentate is Eddie Bravo when he beat Hickson Gracie. He like
Was it?
he like made his I can't remember if it was like his ankle or knee. he made it pop so many times, and like he just wouldn't tap, just
Oh my
would
god.
not tap, and his shit is popping like crazy. So that's the only like downfall I think is like you can rip someone to shreds if they don't tap, or if you don't just straight up like break their arm off or their leg to where they can't use it at all. The fight isn't going to stop. They're not gonna stop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how dude, that's how the guy I went against in the championship was, dude. He wouldn't tap for nothing. He broke both his feet in the first round. I could have broke his elbow in the championship round. Dude, he wasn't tapping
Hmm.
to nothing, bro. Like low key, I kind of had respect for that. I
Yeah.
kind of respect for that 'cause, dude, he wanted it so bad. He wanted to win so bad, and he won. Like I respected that about it, but at the same time, it was like, dude, you broke both your feet for $200, dude.
Yeah, that, and
Like,
that was the only thing that was the main thing I was really nervous about. I was like, all right, if I catch someone in like a nasty armbar or something, like I don't want to have to break their arm. Like I really don't.
yeah, dude, I'm not gonna snap your arm in front of everybody for like, dude, like this little jujitsu match literally means nothing.
Hmm.
Like it means nothing. Like when this is done, nobody's gonna care. Like I'm not gonna snap your arm right now. Like you know what
Yeah,
I mean? That was crazy.
yeah.
You went
It's,
fuck-
it's it's really not worth it at all.
Yeah, man. But hey, dude, he wanted it that bad, dude. He wouldn't tap. He wanted the money that bad, and he got it. So fuck. Hey, man. Props to him. Props to that fucking guy. But shit, yeah, man. Yeah. It's not worth it to me, man. It's not worth. It's not worth. Like number one, it's not worth. Like especially if you're like a fighter, it's not worth
Oh
your
yeah,
MMA career. It's not worth your career, dude. Like if somebody gets you in like an ankle lock and it's dude, just tap, dude. I'm not gonna risk tearing my ligaments. You know what I mean? Now, if it's a rear naked choke, I'll let you put me out. I'm not gonna tap to that
hmm
or something. Like you usually, I'll let you put me out for a choke, but I'm not gonna let you like rip my ligaments apart and shit.
I wanted to ask you. I wanted to see what your thoughts were on Dylan Dennis
What's
because
Dylan Daniels doing?
he pulled. Do you see he pulled out of the KSI fight? He was supposed to fight KSI.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I saw that a little while ago. I forgot. Why'd he pull out?
I don't know, man. It seems like he had no intentions of actually even taking the
Well, you
fight.
know what? You know what? I'll say this about Dylan Dennis. I've never seen a human being call so many people out and never fight any of them.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he don't fight nobody. Like, he's like, I'll whoop Tyron Woodley's ass. I'll whoop this guy's ass. I'll whoop that guy. Dude, I've never seen him fight anybody he's called out.
Yeah, no. And he has like two like I know he was good at jiu-jitsu and now he's calling out what's his name? Gordon Ryan. He's
He
been
ain't gonna
calling
fight
out
that
Gordon
guy.
Ryan. It's just like you don't want to do anything with Gordon Ryan right now, man. You don't want to do anything.
He,
He didn't
he,
even want to
he,
fight
ain't,
KSI.
he ain't gonna fight that guy. Dude, he's not gonna. I literally can't think of a person that he's called out. He's called out Leon Edwards. He's called out Tyron Woodley. He's called out Khabib. I literally can't think of a single person he's called out that he's actually fought.
And funny thing too, he called out KSI and he didn't even fight him.
Now he's
But
not fighting him. Yeah.
yeah, I think he was just more afraid of like the embarrassment of losing. Like if he were to lose that fight,
Yeah,
he'd be so
if you if
embarrassed.
you if you lose to a YouTube boxer, that's pretty. Yeah, I feel you. I feel he it's crazy. Yeah, he probably like because he's not a boxer.
Hmm.
He's not a boxer, and I'm not gonna lie. KSI got some hands. He's not a great boxer or anything, but he got some hands. So he was probably like, yeah, let me pull back from this one real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
no,
probably
I think he was just doing it just to get people talking about him again.
got his name out there.
Yeah, he was making up a bunch of stupid excuses for pulling out that it seemed like he just made up on the fly, and then when they fixed it and they were like, okay, what now? He just made up another bullshit excuse. And then he goes on somewhere on some podcast or something and he says, fight's off, I'm not doing the fight. And then he hops somewhere else saying, oh, I never said that. What do you mean? The fight's still on. So it's like, what are you even talking about?
Hey, you know what? We're fucking sitting here talking about him. He probably this is
Man,
probably what he wanted. This
he's
is
got to
probably,
be the biggest. Like that's got to be like the biggest
He's a
failed
troll, dude.
fighting career in the history of any combat sport ever.
Dylan Dennis's whole fighting career is one big troll. He's just trolling everybody.
Yeah, because even if you're like 0 and 10, even if you're 0 and 100, you got in there to fight someone 100 times. Dylan Dennis
Straight
cannot
up.
say that. He got in there with two subpar fighters
Dude,
in
how many?
Bellator, not even in the UFC, in Bellator, and won. And yeah, he had a he was big coming up, man. Everyone thought he was gonna be the next like Conor McGregor, like the next coming like a jiu-jitsu
He
version
had
of
a lot.
Conor McGregor.
He had a lot of hype back in the day because he was Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach, and fucking he was a Bellator. Like, yeah, dude, everybody was
Yep,
all
and then
excited
now
about him.
he's the guy who ducked a
He just-
YouTuber.
He's the guy. He's the guy who just barks and doesn't bite. He calls everybody out
And
and
it's
doesn't
funny
do
because
nothing
like
about it.
I follow like a ton of like fighters and a ton of like fight news on Instagram. Literally,
Yeah.
I never see a post without him being like the top comment saying some stupid shit, like saying something so
I'll fuck
stupid.
you up. Like I'll fuck you up, dude. Like
Yeah, it could be someone getting like just brutally knocked out, and he'll just be like, "Oh, that dude sucks at fighting," or something. Like he'll just comment something so stupid. And it's like you don't even fucking fight. Like,
and
what is-
you'll see him like somebody will just win a fight and they'll post it up and he'll comment. He'll be like, "I'll knock your ass out in one round." It's like, dude, then do it then. Then fucking
And when he
do
was
it then.
fighting, when he was at the peak, he wasn't knocking nobody out at all.
Yeah, dude, yeah, he's just got grappling. That's why. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to see that fight. Honestly, I kind of want to see KSI fight fucking Jake. Yeah, it'd be a good fight.
Yeah, he's got. I know that. I think I saw that they actually signed to fight. Oh, speaking of signing, real quick, let me mention. I saw that the Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight. According to according to Oscar De La Hoya, it is officially signed. So it looks like we're getting the fight. But
Let's go. I'm excited for that one.
yep, it looks like it's officially signed. And I know Ryan Garcia posted stuff saying like the drug testing for the fight has begun too. I think it's set for April 15th, I think. Can't wait for that one. But,
Yeah, it's right there.
I know KSI he's fighting someone else first. That I know, I'm pretty sure they signed a fight. I'm pretty positive they have signed a deal to fight later this year or beginning of next year sometime. But they both do have fights first. So like Jake is gonna fight Tommy coming up soon, and then KSI is fighting someone else in between that too.
You hear if Jake wins that fight, he's gonna be officially ranked in boxing.
Well, I mean, if Tommy is ranked,
if
Tommy is ranked and he wins that fight, yeah, he should take Tommy's ranking.
he's gonna get a fucking boxing ranking if he wins this fight.
Yeah, if Tommy's ranked, I mean, rightfully so. If he beats Tommy, you take that ranking.
Yeah, straight up. I want to, I want to see Jake versus KSI because I think Jake has. I mean, they both have the money to pay for like the best training money could buy.
Mhm.
But Jake has so much more technical skills. I think over KSI. I think KSI's got way better cardio. He's got faster hands, and he just lets them hands go. But dude, Jake, he knows what he's doing more. He's got better fight IQ. So I think that would be more exciting.
Yeah.
Who if they fought? Who you think would win that one? If it was KSI versus Jake Paul, how do you think that would go?
Honestly, I really don't know. Jake is more technical, but you can tell in his fights that he's very hesitant and he's not used to getting hit yet. Like you can tell he's still he tightens up when a punch is coming. Like
yeah, he doesn't like getting hit.
Yeah, so and KSI is more willing to take hits. He's not really like that. He's more
he gets
willing
in
to
your
get
face.
into a firefight and get in your shit. The problem is the KSI is gonna come forward. He's gonna be aggressive, but Jake has that punching power that he could just swing a punch and land, kind of like Deontay Wilder. It don't matter if you coming forward, it's danger.
Yeah, so I could tell it. So I could see him KSI getting knocked out in the first round, or I could see KSI like out conditioning him if he doesn't get knocked out
Hmm.
and winning a decision.
That's what
Like
I
I can see
think.
KSI out
That's what I
conditioning
think
him.
KSI will ultimately do. He'll take it into later rounds. I wonder how many rounds that they will make that fight. Probably maybe 8. Hopefully 8.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I
at
think
least
so.
8.
They
But I think KSI,
think
yeah,
so.
he'll probably start out slow, take him into the later rounds and tire him out because Jake gasses out fairly quickly in his fights.
Yeah, he doesn't. That's the one thing that I was really thinking about when I was thinking about that fight. Like if Jake doesn't knock him out in the first couple rounds, KSI's got really good conditioning, dude.
Hmm.
Like he might take it over towards the end of the fight if Jake can't find the overhand, if he can't find the right hand or anything.
Hmm. So the guy I thought KSI was gonna fight because he is taking a fight in between. He's gonna take a fight first. So the fight that I thought he was gonna take was against this Fournier guy. I think he's like
Yeah.
a pro boxer. I think he's like 9-0 as a pro or something like that. But that Fournier guy is actually fighting Tyron Woodley, and I think the winner is gonna be the one to fight KSI.
Bro, Tyron Woodley is he's a full blown YouTube boxer now, bro. He
Hmm.
converted.
Here's the problem
He
though. If
converted, man.
KSI, I don't think it's a good move if KSI fights Tyron Woodley, man, because the people who watch these fights are like casual fans. They don't really
Yeah.
understand the fight game. They don't really understand fighting. So they're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna view Jake's knockout on Tyron Woodley, and then they're gonna directly compare it to KSI's fight if he fights Tyron Woodley. And if Tyron lasts and goes all the rounds, or if Tyron has a lot of success, they're just gonna see that and be like, "Oh, Jake knocked him out, so Jake is better." But really, there's so much that goes into it. Tyron Woodley
Every
would have been
every
training
fight.
boxing for so much longer. Like, there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah, like so for like the casual fan out there, like we're kind of talking about, you can't do that because every fight, even if it's against the same opponent, every fight is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Completely, no two fights are the same. You see it in the UFC all the fucking time. Stipe versus DC, the first fight, DC knocks his ass out. What happens in the second fight? Stipe dominates. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Every fight is completely different. So you can't just say, "Oh, Jake Paul knocked out Tyron in that fight, so he would knock out KSI if KSI loses to Woodley." That's not how it works, dude. Every fight's different.
Mm-hmm.
Matchups matter, and I think KSI is a better matchup for Jake Paul than he is for Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Matchups matter, bro. Every fight's
Mm-hmm.
different.
Yeah, because I think it really is about matchup, and you know what they say, styles make fights, and that type of style that KSI has, that comfort style, that fits perfectly for Tyron Woodley. He has the punching
Yeah.
power. He could sit back and catch you coming in because he has some power. But with Jake, when Jake was just sitting back, jabbing, moving around, that's tougher. That's a tough style matchup stylistically
Yeah.
for someone like Tyron Woodley. And then when Tyron Woodley gets impatient and comes in, he gets caught and gets knocked out.
Yeah, and like you and we can put it in perspective too for like the people like for the people listening that don't understand what we're trying to articulate. Like styles make fights. The best way I can explain it is Holly Holm beats Ronda Rousey beats Misha Tate beats Holly Holm. And that's all because they're bad stylistic matchups for each other in that order.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Each one of those fights are different. Just because Holly beat Ronda and Ronda beat Misha doesn't mean Misha can't beat Holly. You know what I mean? And she fucking did.
Mm-hmm.
Same shit.
Yep.
Exactly what we're talking about.
Yep. So now I wonder. I wonder now. I wonder if, say, KSI passes, and KSI also says if whoever wins in that Fournier Tyron Woodley fight, he'll fight next, and whoever wins in Tommy and Jake, if Tommy wins, KSI will just fight him instead of Jake. So I don't think if Tommy beats Jake, I don't know if we'll ever see that fight, KSI and Jake. But what I wonder is if KSI, because KSI, of course, he's older. He doesn't want to do this for very much longer. I think he really only has 2 more fights left. If when KSI fights his last fight, I'm
He's
wondering
got
if is that the really like the end of the YouTube boxing stuff? Like is that it? Is that the end?
no, no. Guys are they're gonna be they're gonna be doing it for a while. Like especially like low key, a lot of these guys like KSI and Jake Paul and Logan Paul, a lot of these guys, even though they're competing in it, they're like in the background making shit happen. Like they're making a lot of money off of this shit. So they're probably gonna keep trying to promote it for as long as possible. Even if they're not fighting, they'll probably try to keep it going because they're making a lot of money from it.
Yeah, maybe. And yeah,
Maybe. Yeah.
KSI does have that Misfits deal with the zone, so maybe they'll try. They'll probably keep it going until it dies off,
Now,
if it does.
will I now do I think it'll last? Like I think that do I think they're gonna try to keep it going? Yeah. Do I think it'll last after he leaves? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean,
I don't
it's entertaining, but I just don't think it's gonna be the same. I think their biggest, it's gonna be hard for them to sell a pay-per-view when KSI is not on it.
Yeah, yeah, like all the guys that made it popular when they leave there, yeah, it's not gonna be as big.
Hmm.
It's not gonna yeah, it's not gonna be as big at all. I agree. Yeah, I think it you might be right. You might be right. His last couple fights might be the beginning of the end for it. Might
Well,
be, who knows? We'll see.
we'll see. We'll see. Next year, should get these answers.
Hell yeah. Oh, all right,
All right,
man.
bro.
My baby is going nuts, so I'm gonna go try to take care of her fucking real kick, dude. But oh man, dude, I enjoyed this one. This was a good one.
Yeah, and then next time we'll do your second fight.
Oh, oh yeah, that's that. Oh, that one's gonna be a little emotional, bro. I'm excited for that one too.
Yep,
Excited for
we'll
that one too.
review your second fight for the next one. But all right.
And then we start getting to Dominic's too. Dominic
Yep,
get
balance.
Dominic's back too.
Yep. I don't
All
know.
right,
I'll have
man.
to ask him if they have like an official recording of it, but we might have to get like a just from like
Yeah,
a phone recording.
I noticed I went on the WCFL website and they just started posting videos again, but they stopped for a while. Like they stopped posting the fights for a little while.
Mhm.
Oh shit, man.
But as I said, if you want to watch the fight that we went over, you can check the link in the description and let us know if
Yeah.
you want to see more of that type of stuff.
See you guys.
All right, see you.